Hello, let me tell you a story. During World War II, many of our planes were being shot down over Germany and the pilots were being killed. The Center for Naval Analysis decided to take a statistical approach to solve the problem. After each mission, the planes would fly back there. They would examine the bullet holes to determine where was the most vulnerable part of the plane. What they saw was that most planes were being shot in the wings and in the body. So they decided that if they reinforced those areas, then they would be able to save the pilots. But there were some that argued, well, no, the engine, the cockpit, and parts of the tail are the most vulnerable. The statisticians said, well, no, our data proves that all of these planes that we're seeing, that the majority of the bullet holes are in the body and in the wings. Therefore, that's what we'll reinforce. Until one statistician stepped forward and explain that the reason you aren't seeing bullet holes in engines and in the cockpit and in those parts of the tail is because those planes aren't coming home. When they're shot there, those planes crash and the pilots are killed. They eventually realized that this statistician was right and that the vulnerable parts were the engine, the cockpit, and the tail. They were only looking at the surviving planes, so they only had part of the picture. Scientists now call this phenomena survival bias. It just goes to show that even though you may have a lot of data, how you analyze it and the assumptions you make play an important part of whether you're right or wrong. That actually reminds me of the theory that humans evolved from monkeys. I've seen the charts where they have monkeys, the evolution. You start with a monkey, then you have another species, then another species, then another species, and eventually you get to man. Monkeys are still here today. They can live in this environment. We are still here today. We can survive and thrive and live in this environment. So that would imply that all of those species in between can survive and thrive in this environment as well. But yet, none of those other species are here.